bone cancer. His bone was turning to chalk. The doctor said he had a week to live. But when he got there, I gave him the compound. He went in the sauna. Because we have a sauna that you do not find anywhere else in the world. We have a sauna that the vapor is volcanic. First, second, third, fourth day, Malloy threw his cane that he was using. He threw it away. He said, I don't need that cane no more. I said, Malloy, in about a day or two, you're going to be the sickest individual in the world. He said, man, you are crazy. I'm progressing already. I said, no, you have not progressed yet. Malloy had a stomach way out here. It was wobbly. A wobbly stomach. You know how it gets wobbly? Malloy, I said, you're going to be in bed. Malloy was in bed for about 7 days. He couldn't move. He was going to the bathroom 10 and 12 times a day. 18 times a day. You have the bone disease because you have the acid in your colon that is affecting the central nervous system, that's affecting the blood, that's affecting the bone. Yes, we have something for you, brother. And incidentally, the brother who asked about the sea moss, who talked about the sea moss, you drink plenty sea moss. And there is nothing in the world that strengthens the bone like sea moss. Mr. Brady Keys, I know those of you in the audience who is old as I am, 65, remember Mr. Brady Keys playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Am I right? You remember that? All right. Mr. Brady Keys and Mr. Big Daddy Lipscomb. Mr. Brady Keys asked me to go see his mother because she had Alzheimer's, but she couldn't remember anything. And she started to remember and him and his childhood and her childhood. But then she was in a, oh boy, this is really treacherous. She was in an old folks, these folks home, what you call it, these rest homes with the doctors, and she's 78. When the doctors began to see the recovery of this lady, it was fascinating to them. But I told my wife, I said, something is up. Why would she remain under their care and she's progressing? When she went back to see his mother a week later, she didn't remember him. What did they do to her? Then she fell and she broke 3 ribs. And my aunt sent her the sea moss. And 3 weeks later, there was no cracked ribs. Yes, sir. There's hope for you, brother. The sea moss is your helper. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much, brother.
Yes. I heard you on the radio yesterday, and I heard you say, I've been a diabetic for 22 years. I've been on insulin now for 13 years. And I heard you say that your formula would cure diabetes.
Look how the way you ask it. Cure diabetes?
Yes, I did hear you say that.
Yes, diabetes is the easiest disease for me to cure. It's the easiest one. Look, let me say something. Diabetes is when the pancreas duct is obstructed. And let me show you what it is. You come over here and see this, because you already asked a question. Come over and sit down, because you have to see this. You see right here under the stomach, if I go to my left, I have your liver, which is divided into 2 lobes, and it hooks into the duodenum. But if I go over here, I have this long organ. They call it the pancreas. In the center of the pancreas, you have the islet of Langerhans, where the insulin is produced. But the pancreas is attached to the duodenum also, and these 2 ducts right here become obstructed like your nose and doesn't allow your insulin to go into the circulation or into the small intestines. Sir, I think that diabetes has been the disease that we have cured more than any other disease. Thousands of them has been cured. And incidentally, they have come and they told me I'm impotent, I have high blood pressure, poor circulation, didn't tell me they had diabetes, and when they went back to their doctor, the diabetes was gone. Yes, we do have a cure for diabetes. The best diet? Again, the best diet is the one that I just described. Quinoa and the rest of the vegetables. You will be cured. We talk about the broccoli, that's one. You got spinach. But don't use cauliflower. And don't use carrots. Don't use celery. Oh, incidentally, I didn't talk about celery, right? Celery has the highest concentration of inorganic salt. Don't never use celery under no circumstances. Squash, that's fine. That's cool. Garlic, what's wrong with garlic? God didn't make it. That's what's wrong with it. It has oxide of allyl. I had it there yesterday. It's an oxide of allyl. A-L-L-Y-L. It's dangerous. It doesn't allow wounds to heal. Garlic is not even hog food. Don't feed that to your hogs. Yes, ma'am.
How do you do, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Talk loud.
Okay. Well, I just have a question about what to eat. And are you going to come to my funeral when I die from starvation? Because you just sucked out everything that I eat.
Mr. Gray told me that he will be bringing me back to Philadelphia because he liked what he saw in the response of few brothers and sisters. And when we come back to Philadelphia, we'll be coming back with a team of sisters that cook some of the most delicious food in the world. And you will learn how to cook the food. It'll be prepared right in front of you. And incidentally, the food is very, very simple, very easy to cook. You don't have to spend hours in the kitchen. You spend hours in the kitchen when you're cooking this greasy stuff. You don't have to do that. You want your kitchen to be clean all the time on your stove. And the only way you get that to be is that you cook only those things that are healthy. And I gave a list that the mushrooms, the quinoa, the vegetables, steam, you know, and stuff like that. And you will be doing good. You don't have to die of starvation.
Okay, the real question I have.
Yes, ma'am.
For the young people that are on drugs, I'm interested in knowing, do you have a cure for them? Because according to statistics, there's only less than 3% that can come off it and go on.
Well, according to statistics, there is no cure for any disease. So if we go by statistics, we're wrong again. Now, what is addiction? The addiction comes because of the deprivation of energy. Iron. The first time that I treated alcoholism, I gave the man large doses of iron fluorine. The man no longer drinks, and 12 years has passed, and he hates to even pass around a bar where he could smell it. So with the other drugs, the same thing happened. I mean, it works then. We raise the level of the energy. You see, you're looking at an ex-drug addict. Not any length of time, but I used cocaine. Of course I did. It was good. I felt, whoa, wow. You snort the stuff and you feel like, hey, I'm back. Because as a young man, you have a lot of energy. As a young man. But as you get a little older, the energy begins to diminish. It plummets. And you see what's going on here. Then one day your friend says, hey man, try this. And you snort this cocaine. Wow. You remember when you was 18. But it is false. Because when it drops you below where you were before. And you become dependent now to raise it up again now. And dependent, and dependent, and dependent. Nobody healed me. I had to heal myself. So what I did is to give people large doses of iron fluorine that now, remember, the cocaine will bring you up and drop you lower than where you were. Bring you up and drop you lower. Bring you up and drop you lower. But iron fluorine gradually brings you up. And never to drop. It holds you here. You become relaxed with the energy. And the need for the cocaine just ceased. Heroin, I did the same thing. Alcohol, cocaine, crack, everything. Yes, ma'am. But there's another thing with the youngsters. No, you can go sit down now. About the young sisters that are on crack.